So we're moving from our flooring, roofing, kind of table jigs.
Right.
All these will be dropped down on casters.
Sure.
So we'll have a lot more height to work with, and we won't be going under the boxes, we'll be just stepping into them. But third floor boxes, we're between these two here, and these are fire rated walls. So when these are built and delivered on site, a lot of people are like, oh, can you do attached, or can you only do semi-attached? So these will not be technically attached, but they will be very, very close to each other. And so we have to have a fire separation wall. I believe these are 1 hour each, and so that's 2 hour combined, and requires unique fastening schedule and all that fun stuff.
Oh, sure. Especially, I mean, you're doing a lot of urban environments, so you got to be careful about fire spreading from one building to another. You never want to fire, but it's something you still got to contend with. It happens.
Yep. Same as anybody doing traditional site building. So we, I know you get a lot of those questions of like, well, what's the code and this and that? It's like,
depends where you live.
Yeah, depends on where you live. No different than anywhere else. So.
Got it. All right, so these are the two roof boxes. We have two single-family homes coming in here, and then we also have these two. These are the middle boxes of the first floor.
Yep, second floor boxes here, and so in here we have 2 bedrooms, full bath. We also have our laundry room and some of the mechanicals in there as well. We're doing mini splits, so that really helps and saves a lot of space.
Great.
We don't have to run ductwork, which is great. And yeah, that's why we have them. Of course, stairs are already in on this box here. So that's been fun to figure that out at what point do we bring those prefab stairs in and get them set. We actually ended up using a forklift to get them up and over.
Oh, you did? Drop them in?
Yeah, because of the overhead height of this crane. So once we're dropped down on casters, that'll really help us a lot. So yeah, these are mirror images of each other. Believe that he's in there doing baseboard.
So the trim out's happening. Yeah, we'll see that in the module that we're going to go inside as well. Walk me through what's in each of these modules. Talk us through it.
So we've got 2 beds, full bath, double vanity, and then we also have laundry room and mechanical closet there as well.
All on the second floor.
All on the second floor.
Right.
Yeah.
We just saw the third floor.
Third floor is the full bedroom, and then the first floor we have open kitchen and living room there, and some closet space. And,
excellent.
Some storage space into there as well. So.
Right. So you have basically 2 lines that are simultaneously running together. We saw the floor jigs and the wall jigs in the very back where you can lay everything out, and then you're just building them out as you go down this way.
Exactly. So these are not moving, and we're today they're not moving yet, but that's what we're moving toward. So the way that these have been kind of built out is we started with the first floor, built that first in terms of framing. Moved on to the second floor, third floor. In terms of like the finishing out, that's kind of been happening, scattered in a little bit all at once. And we actually have 2 different crews running. We like to experiment, and we want to give folks opportunity. So we have one crew that's doing the finish work over here. Okay. And then we also have another group doing a separate group doing finish work over here. So a little shout out to a group called Tip X. So it's Trade Institute of Pittsburgh, and it's their social enterprise general contracting group. And so part of that is we like working with those guys, and it gives folks an opportunity that otherwise they wouldn't have that. So
and they have formal training.
Yep, exactly. And it's in it's this unique space like this, which they get to show up and it's a consistent workspace every day, as opposed to a construction site, which is a little bit different. So we like providing that opportunity, and overall, I've been working very closely with all the trades and framers, plumbers, electricians, all those guys and all those folks, and taking their feedback, right? And we have to then interpret that and decide what do we want to kind of fold into the next line, and so trying to make sure that we're listening to folks and incorporating that into the process.
And you're using the local community.
Yep.
And the labor and workforce in the local community. So you're in this mission-driven type development that you guys are working on. It's all about working together with the community, right? Yep. In the factories, then working with the local trade schools to bring the skilled labor in. And that's where your efficiency is going to grow, and that's where your workforce and your training force for all these other factories that you're going to open up are going to come from.
Right. The way that we've approached building the company is maybe not where we started, is that it needs to be kind of a whole systems approach, but we can't just be building quality homes. We have to figure out how to make them attainable or affordable, but also who we're using to build them. We can't be bringing in people from super far away. We don't want to be building them super far away from where they're actually being delivered. So we can't solve all of that all at once, and we're trying to take on one piece at a time. But it is important to us in terms of kind of where we're going. Is talked about the housing issue. It is a housing issue, but it's also, you know, jobs, opportunities.
Yeah.
And so the number of cities and counties that have reached out wanting to kind of replicate what we're doing here, even before we had started this, just as a concept, we're you know, numerous. And so we think that as we get more and more people through, I think obviously through telling the story, showing that, you know, you can have this type of manufacturing in your city, and we'd love to be the folks to kind of help make that happen. So as we continue to develop and refine our process in a 21st century modular construction. So.
Well, why don't we go inside one of these modules and let's check out what's going on in there. We're going to see the kitchen, so come on, we'll walk down. And you can just talk us through what we're seeing as we go, but this is the module we were just talking about.
Yeah, and so, you know, people might be seeing these like stairs, like why do we have temp stairs?
Right.
And actually the Trade Institute built these, which we appreciate, but that's something that people might not think about if you've never been in a modular factory, is that to get into a second floor building, or the building of a second floor, well, how are you gonna get through, right? We can go through the stair opening, or we can go through the windows. And sometimes what will happen is people will leave open an actual temporary space in the studs and kind of have that as a walkway and a door. So we have to use these to get in and out. So that's what we're seeing there.
You know what I love about it? You can tell it's built by, they actually routered and mitered all the corners just to make it smooth.
Yeah, Mark, shout out to Mark from the Trade Institute.
You gotta give him credit.
Took a lot of care with this. I mean,
it's well built. I mean, you can tell a craftsman did it.
And these cribs actually as well. So these were built by the Trade Institute. So we came to them, we're like, we got to start production. Can you build a bunch of these for us? And so they banged them out in just a couple weeks. And we had to, I mean, there's 48 of these. And that gives us the height we need. So when we're done with these, the carrier will actually back in. And this is enough height for that to go under there, as opposed to having to lift them all up. So
perfect. Yeah. Well, let's go inside. So this is the first floor module. We're going to take you inside. It has a back door there, as we saw.
Correct. We'll have like a Juliet balcony off of that, just because of the site. And this will actually be going on a superior wall.
And I'll follow you in here.
Superior wall foundation.
Love superior walls foundations. I always said that's the greatest thing since sliced bread.